Hello everyone, welcome to Educative Newsroom, where we give you the best and the latest information in the education front. We also give you information related to the teacher unions and other institutions associated with the Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service. Kindly subscribe whilst we take you through the pros and cons of the GNAT Mutual Fund and the GNAT Provident Fund. What are their differences? What are they? Which one has advantage over the other? Subscribe, because after this particular video we are going to be talking about into detail what the GNAT Provident Fund actually got as the superpower. Now, to start with, let's look at the minor points. History. In terms of history, GNAT Mutual Fund started long before the GNAT Provident Fund. The GNAT Mutual Fund started in May 1998, whilst the GNAT Provident Fund started around 2018, 2017, 2019, thereabouts. I don't have the exact figure on that, but it is around that range. That's almost about 20 years time after the existence of the GNAT Mutual Fund. Now, what is their nature? So the GNAT Mutual Fund, actually, it is, as the name suggests, it's a mutual fund that is a group of people coming together to put their resources, in this case money, together to achieve a set goal. Group of people coming together to do this. So in this case, GNAT members coming together to achieve a particular goal. Now, when it comes to the GNAT Provident Fund, the GNAT Provident Fund, it is a pension fund. In fact, it is part of the existing 3-tier pension fund. We have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So as part of the regulatory framework for pensions in the country, we have 3 tiers. Tier 1, which is monthly pension managed by GNAT. Tier 2, which is lump sum pension, also managed by private managers. And then we have the tier 3, which is voluntary pension actually. So in this case, you decide to contribute or not to contribute. It is not a collective scheme. You decide to go and contribute an amount you think you want to contribute. Another person's contribution has no direct effect on you, unlike the GNAT Mutual Fund, where they need members to participate in order to achieve their goal. One person cannot contribute money and give loan to himself to the tune of amount that he or she wants. Now let's look at the management fund. The GNAT Mutual Fund is managed by the union leadership. They claim to set up a secretariat for it, but it is under the supervision of the union leaders. However, when it comes to the GNAT Provident Fund, because it is a pension scheme which is under the regulation of the Pension Acts, it is supposed to be managed by private managers. In this case, even though the name is called GNAT Provident Fund, it is actually managed by a private pension manager, which is United Pension. We will also be looking at partial withdrawal. For GNAT Mutual Fund, you cannot do partial withdrawal. As members are already aware. But the GNAT Provident Fund, you can do partial withdrawal. We'll go into how that is done later. Now, when it comes to tax on withdrawal, when you are going to withdraw from your GNAT Mutual Fund, you are not taxed any amount. You are not taxed for withdrawing your amount. However, when you go to the GNAT Provident Fund, you are taxed on the condition. On the condition that when you start contributing and it is less than 10 years before you want to withdraw, you want to withdraw less than 10 years, you will be taxed. You'll be taxed 15% or 15.5%. Good. And there's a reason for that. Now let's look at tax on savings. Now when you are going to save, you will be taxed when you are trying to save into the GNAT mutual fund. What it means is that your salary will be taxed. It is the remaining amount that whatever you want to save into the mutual fund that will be subtracted. So what it means is that you are already taxed before trying to save any amount. However, when you go to the GNAT provident fund, you will not be taxed on your savings. What it means is that any money you want to save, they will not tax the amount. So in this case, if you want to save 100 Ghana cedis, they will not tax it. But when you look at the GNAT mutual fund, that's mostly the last section of salaries falls for public sector workers falls within the 17.5 bracket. So what it means is that if you want to save 100 cedis into the GNAT provident fund, you will not be taxed. But this same 100 cedis, you will be taxed 17.5. It will be like 82.5 Ghana cedis, which means you either save 100 Ghana cedis into the provident fund or you save 82.5 Ghana cedis into the GNAT mutual fund. Now let's look at the regulation. Under the regulation, GNAT mutual fund is regulated by the mother unions, which is the GNAT itself. They put up their own regulation in place to regulate the mutual fund. But when it comes to the provident fund, even though the name is GNAT provident fund, it is still regulated by the Pension Act or national laws, as we can put it, national laws. Now when it comes to loans, we are all aware GNAT mutual fund gives out loan, but the GNAT provident fund does not give out loans. The GNAT provident fund does not give out what? Loans. Also, when it comes to saving into the GNAT mutual fund, there is no limit onto it. You can decide to save all your salary into it. At least, let's say, up to your affordability. You can save all of that into it. But when it comes to the GNAT provident fund, you can only save 16.5 of your basic salary. You can only save 16.5 of your basic salary into the GNAT provident fund. And the reason is simple. Whatever you are saving into the GNAT provident fund is not taxed. And you can do partial withdrawal or full withdrawal later on. So government will not want the situation where somebody will say, I want to save all my salary into the GNAT provident fund or your tier 3 pension fund, then the following month you pass through the back door to go and take it or withdraw it. So this is just the surface differences between the GNAT provident fund and GNAT mutual fund. We will be taking into detail what actually goes into the GNAT provident fund. What makes it the super investment you should make. So kindly subscribe. Bye bye.